Good evening. A significant event or patient interaction that I experienced was when I was caring for a young gentleman who was very young, and he was driving really, really fast, and it was raining, and the car that he was in hydroplaned, and he ended up at some point having to get on ECMO, and he was on life support. And he was on ECMO for like 1 month plus. He even had a birthday while he was there, but his brain function like completely deteriorated, and his mother was at his side every single day for all of the months that he was there, until finally he just became unresponsive and he had no more brain activity. So they had to pull the plug on life support. And it was the hardest thing to experience. And it was the hardest thing to see, like a mother losing her son, that whole situation. It was observing her grief, and also just the toll of anticipatory loss, because she knew that it was the end of the road for him. So it was very, very, very sad. That experience really deepened my understanding of the role as a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, just beyond diagnosing and medication management, because you also have to learn how to provide emotional support, not only for the patient, but also for their family, from a psychopathology perspective. I saw firsthand how there was anticipatory grief, acute stress, and then the stages of bereavement. So it reinforced the reaction of that it wasn't particularly pathological, but just natural human response for grief. But it can become complicated in the sense that it can become a depressive disorder. So as a future nurse practitioner, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, I do realize that my role would include in assessing for those responses, normalizing them, discussing the grief cycle with patients. Also, when discussing the patient provider patient relationship, I feel like that definitely took new meaning for me, because there is, having to remain professional, but then also having the empathetic human side of the experience, and having an authentic human connection. So I think that was really, really important. And as far as the therapeutic use of self, I learned that being someone, or having empathy with someone, is a meaningful intervention. Just being there, having empathy and providing support. I believe that all of in my future practice, I will definitely be able to include the human side of care. I think sometimes that it's hard to do that in this profession, because sometimes you want to keep it professional, but there are times that call for you to give the human connection and the human touch. So thank you.